I think there is a movement of people that are buying handmade stuff from somebody like a shop down the street. People are starting to appreciate that
My
way
generation of
more.
people is who's doing that.
Yeah, yeah, and
We go out
that's
to eat at
great.
shitty places less. We buy. It's literally proven we buy better dog food for our
Right.
animals. Like the millennials and people that are older, like it's so funny. It's like everyone you see it. You see like the boomers. They're like, oh, millennials ruining this, ruining that. It's like, dude, generation fucking whatever X and fucking the millennials. Like we just buy high quality things and also are poor. Like yeah, I can't
Wow,
afford a
that's
house
true.
because the
That's a
housing
true
market is
dynamic.
destroyed. I can't, right? I can't afford a house, but you know what I can afford? High quality fucking dog food for the pet that I own. Like the differentiation is it's astounding.
That's a thing,
there was
man.
an article that was like millennials ruining this, they're buying this less, and it was like, it's like, yeah, we're like not buying diamonds anymore. It's like, yeah, you know fucking why we're not buying diamonds? Because we don't have a fucking place to live.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right, right. Yeah, I hope that's true for furniture too. I feel like furniture is a thing that's people are starting to realize, like replacing their IKEA piece that they bought 4 or 5 times in over the course of 4 or 5 years sucks. And so if you buy that one piece, if you're looking for like a chest of drawers and it's like $400 for a nice one, and you're like, fuck that, I'm going to IKEA. It's a $1.25. I get the same thing, whatever. But I think I'm hoping people are starting to be like, no, let's take our time and save up for that $400 real chest of drawers. Because apparently babies are being killed. It's like a whole thing. Now, IKEA furniture is being like sued because their stuff is so cheap that babies will like grab onto a drawer and the whole chest of drawers will fall down. And yeah, I think if it starts at furniture, that would be great. People like, I bought a real coffee table made by Steve down the street. He makes them on the side or whatever. I think that would be a better thing. That's a fucking incredible observation, man, that you just said about your generation preferring high quality handmade. I hope that that's true.
I think what it's come from is the fact that, like, when we're growing up, people are like, get a job and pay for school. It's like, well, Susan, when you were 12 to 17, McDonald's could pay for all of your school and then your 401k, and still you could afford a house. But guess what? Nowadays, skilled labor and professional skills that are like actually really sought after are the only things that we can get. And even then, it's like, get a master's degree and we'll pay you $18 an hour.
Yeah.
Do you know how many times I've applied to a fucking job and it's been like, do you have a master's? We're willing to pay you $18. Like, oh, like if I did have a master's, do you think that I could afford to work here for that?
Yeah.
Like, holy bananas. And so I'm sure that a lot of people are going out in the world and being like, my friend does this for a living. He builds these things. I know that this cutting board, like I'm thinking of Kai right now. Kai made the cutting board for her birthday.
Oh, no shit.
And I literally look at him clamp all that shit together, sand each block down. And so now when I see a cutting board at the store, it's like $80 and it's fucking pressed together and it looks like shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's not a fucking $80 cutting board at all. Versus buying, or like when you see a plastic one, you're like, now I fucking know because that was made in 8 seconds in a mold.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Stuff like that. It's like it's interesting.
Is that a real
lot
trend?
of
Do you
things-
think? With your generation, do you know? Are you saying that because you prefer to buy? I know you always like do your research and prefer to get like the quality item, and I feel like you always know the backstory for all the things that you own that you're into. But do your friends like? Is that something you notice among people your age in general?
You know what's funny is it's super hit or miss. Every single one of my friends, 50% of the shit that they buy is 100% cheap, and 50% of the shit they buy lasts forever because they have to decide where to split the difference.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have friends that go to a fucking butcher every week.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But some do.
That work in jobs that pay under $25 an hour. I don't know a single one that does. You know what I mean?
That
and
goes
it's because
to a butcher.
to them, they've never learned a cooking skill. So to go buy meat to fuck up at home, that's more than $20 isn't worth it to them. They're going to go to a Wally World and buy cube steak every time.
Right. But so what are
And
they
they're gonna-
buying that's quality? Like something else that they're into?
I mean, the thing is, it's kind of it depends on hobby, but most things are like support
Non-perishables?
structure. So like tires, car,
Oh, right.
insurance.
Yeah. Okay.
Got no choice, you know?
Yeah,
Shit
true.
that you have to have. And then aside from that, it's like next up, clothes. One or the other. You either have a kid buying fucking Jordans.
Yep.
They're like, and in quotes, the nicest pair of fucking sneakers available. They have like air pockets or whatever, jump 3 extra feet. Or you have a girl that goes to fucking Savers every day looking for a nice pair of old dress shoes.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Buy a
right.
nice pair of Oxfords. Both of those items are quality as fuck, but there's like a spread in where you're willing to spend money or not. And it's like a lot of times those kid that owns Jordans, they'll buy, some heady ass weed, but they're the kid that eats out every fucking day because they've never, like, again, they don't know how to cook. Or if I do have a friend that can cook, like for example, I got some friends that works at Wings over Springfield.
Yeah.
They make burgers and fucking chickies all day. They be cooking for themselves and stuff, but they're the same kids that know they're going back to work to slave. So when they buy T-shirts, they're buying Hanes T-shirts.
Yeah.
You know?
Right on, man. Yeah, no,
it's interesting.
You do have to decide, I guess. And it's funny, maybe
weird,
it's
but
perishables, dude. Maybe it's like, but then there's some people that are in your generation definitely go for the dank food. It depends really on.
Oh, that's me all day. You know that.
Yeah, like what you're passionate about or buying. I feel like I've seen you like get into some really good audio equipment, definitely. Like, I remember you had like this beat maker thing that I had no idea.
Yeah, that got stolen from me actually.
Oh, nice. So it's out there in the world right now.
Yeah, whoever has the present that my mom got me for Christmas, dude. My audio set up for my M audio. Thank you. I hope you're using it well. Much love.
I hope you're making beats. It looked like a Simon Says. Do you know what I'm talking about? That thing. That's gone from your life?
Yeah. That little cool thing that would light up and you'd push beats on. Yeah, 100%.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
so let me ask you this, dude. What are you wearing? What's the headgear that you have on? Like is that Audio Technica? What is
right
that?
now I'm rocking. I'll tell you my PC setup right now. I think that's another important thing to my nerds is we buy future-proof electronics, pretty much. As a generation right now,
you were an Apple kid.
The only thing.
You were an Apple kid. Yeah. When I first met you, you were.
No, I was Android.
Come on, man. No, you were defending the iPhone 5 had just come out in a new form factor.
Oh, maybe.
You were defending it like tooth and nail, and then you switched over to like
the Nexus.
Nexus, dude, and then
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
So how do you feel now? Where do you stand now?
Google is the best platform service I think that exists. I think that Andy Rubin, the guy that made Android.
Yeah.
Obviously, Google's not an OS, so everyone listening, don't think that. I just think that if you're asking me what I would rather have as an assistant, I think that iOS versus Android, the most important thing you need to consider is Siri versus Google Assistant. There's hands down, no questions asked. Google Assistant is better.
I can't believe you're saying this right now. Yes.
There is just no way around it. 100%. If I were to speak to my phone right now, there are literally some apps that say cannot be used with Siri.
Yes,
Android will learn how to use that phone.
I agree. I can't believe you're saying this. I just got him into a Google Pixel. I went to Florida over Christmas, right?
Yeah.
My dad's not doing well. He can barely touch the phone. Like he's on dialysis. He's really struggling. And he was struggling with his iPhone. And we got him on iPhone because all of our family have iPhone. I like iPhone for me right now. But I wanted to he's like, I can't use this anymore. Can't make calls, can't hear anybody, can't really touch the phone. So I got him a Pixel because of the Google Assistant.
You just talk to it.
Dude, it changed his life because now he could say,
Jed.
Open settings, call Jed, text Jed tomorrow at 5:00, and it'll do it's nuts.
Did you know that the Google Assistant will make phone calls for you on behalf of it?
It's called Google Duo.
It'll call the place and be like, "Hi, this is Michael Hacking's Android phone, and I was wondering to set up an appointment."
Duplex.
And then it will text you the person's responses.
Yep, duplex, and they think they're talking to a human person.
Yes.
So you're like me. You watch the I/O, like when it comes out in Google's new I/O.
I've subscribed to the iOS beta. I think that you were too. You're the one who told me about it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
13 was awful.
So I've jailbroken my iPhone before. I put Cydia on it, and I'd like for everyone here to know that jailbreaking and unlocking are not the same thing. For everyone who thinks that they are, go do some research right now. Okay. Jailbreaking a phone has to do with changing the OS operating system, and unlocking a phone has to do with your network provider.
Yeah,
the baseline, so we're clear on that.
Right on.
I think that, hands down, without question, Andy Rubin, the guy who made the essential phone, the PH1.
Yeah.
Best cell phone that's ever been created in the history of time.
You're kidding. You liked it, huh?
Oh, my God. I dropped that thing from 30 feet in the air. It didn't break. I was on a scaffolding. It had 2 cameras. Jed, that phone did everything. It had a 360 camera that was magnetic. It had a headphone jack that was magnetic. Andy Rubin, wherever you are in the world right now, I want you to know that I preach your name like Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Okay, Andy Rubin, I know that you sold Essential and another company absorbed it. I don't care. I'm still waiting for Essential 2 as a proud fanboy. I wanted you to know that I believe in you and that you did what what no one else could do.
No, dude, you really liked it that much,
it down.
huh? I thought visually that was the first all screen. That was way ahead of its time for sure. But it was fast and smooth and everything. Butter, huh?
Yeah, the thing is, I'm thinking all the way back to when my friend Matt Petty had a droid, like a droid, called the Moto Droid.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
And it slid up with the full keyboard.
Yeah, bro.
I remember when Matt Petty got that phone, I lost my mind. I had a
you loved
I had
it.
I had a Google Atrix. This is before the 3GS
oh my
came
God.
out. So
yeah,
iPhone
okay.
3GS.
Yep.
I had an Atrix, and there was a fingerprint scanner on the back. I remember that was the first fingerprint scanner that ever existed.
Right on.
Atrix had it. You would just slide your finger down it.
Yeah.
That was when things were changing.
Yeah.
It was all over from there.
It's tough to switch, man, once you get onto the iPhone 10, after the iPhone 10. It's tough, man. It's tough. As much as I do appreciate, and I've had the Pixel. I told you how I went back and forth from the Pixel 3 XL to the newer iPhone. I don't know. I don't know,
you
man.
You have both still.
Yeah, it's hard to. It's for me right now, just because it's just hard. I thought the iPhone was. I was so used to the iPhone, right? There is a learning curve, but as far as assistant goes, dude, 100%, man. It's
I
not
think
even.
That there's so many times
they're not even
that I encounter with my iPhone that are things that I didn't even think about with Android. Like, for example, I have the XR. I have the Red XR.
You do?
My iPhone.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a Red XR, and it was because I broke my Essential phone. I replaced the screen on it for $40. Did it myself.
Yeah.
I broke it again. I replaced the screen on it for $40. But the second time I did it, I was cocky and I used super glue. There's no opening that phone anymore.
Yeah,
it is. That phone is together.
So
never use super glue when repairing.
Now? What's your
There's
take?
a silicone glue that they have. They have a special glue. The thing is, if you're putting super glue on your phone, you need to know it's the last time. If you did it like I did.
Right. Yeah, so having both of those phones, you prefer the Essential?
I do. The thing about the iPhone that I encounter this is what's the most frustrating part for me. I use the Google keyboard. Okay?
Yeah.
Always. I use the Google keyboard.
Yep.
I encounter that when I load my phone, because I have extremely high reflexes because of video games, and I'm talking milliseconds. I can, when you're watching frames on a screen, you're quick. I know that my keyboard takes longer to load than anything else in the page.
It's because you're using the what's it called?
Right?
There's a name for the Google keyboard.
Gboard.
Gboard, yeah. I agree.
So
I like it better, but it does take longer.
I have a picture on my Gboard that's saved to my Gboard. It's saved to my Google account. It's not a GIF. It's a JPEG image. There should be no issues loading it. Sometimes it'll crash my keyboard.
Wow. Gboard
that
does.
means I need to open my app, fully close it, reopen the app.
Yeah.
Right? And then I have to cycle through the keyboards that I have to get back to it. Now, granted, this takes 5 seconds. If this happens 30 times in a day, I want to spike my fucking The second thing...
Why not just use the fucking what it comes with, man? I know Gboard's better.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. It's absolutely... It's the most... The default Android phone... The default iPhone keyboard, doesn't have haptic feedback on the keyboard. It has sounds. It doesn't have vibrates.
No, yes it does.
Does the iPhone keyboard... It doesn't vibrate.
That's not true.
100%.
No.
I have haptic feedback enabled on my phone. It does not vibrate the same way the Gboard does.
Wow.
Gboard has a 100% separate haptic feedback meter that I can control in both firmness and the way that it shakes my whole phone. So there's a localized vibration, a full phone vibration, and an on-press vibration with a duration that I can set.
Right.
Now, Google didn't even make this fucking phone.
I know, man.
Why can I do that? Now, I messaged an Apple employee because I was like, this must be a user error. I'm going to pretend that I'm a grandma and it must be my fault. Yep. They said, it's your user settings saved to your iCloud. Delete your iCloud and your haptic feedback will come back.
Shut up.
I deleted everything off my fucking phone. I reset it, made a new iCloud, didn't log in because
no haptics?
Me, you have to log into your iCloud to even open your phone. Yeah. So I made a brand new one with no save settings, no haptic feedback.
No haptic, wowzers. Yeah, dude, you're a lot like me. There's some things if it seems simple and you're like, why isn't this working? You'll go the fucking distance for it, yeah. But dude,
And
come on, man. There are some things iPhone that when you switch.
here's my biggest